Make sure there's nothing in your nose. I don't know how to start this video. Whoa. This hair does look really crazy. I didn't think my hair was gonna look that bad. I wasn't gonna talk about it, but now I'm like, should we talk about my hair? We're not here to talk about my hair, but I might as well just tell you about my hair. So, I have white girl hair, like this flimsy ass white girl hair that doesn't want to work for me, doesn't want to do anything for me. And that's okay, I think. But the biggest thing is now that I'm 30 something years old, I am experiencing hair loss. And so that's fun, getting older. Yesterday, I learned some new tricks to do with my hair to make it grow. Not that I have to provide an excuse to you guys on why my hair looks like crap, but I am wanting it to grow back. So I did not heat style it today. If my hair looks good in the bathroom mirror, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but your hair looks good in the bathroom mirror at your house. And then you go anywhere else, and then you realize your hair only looks good in your own bathroom mirror. This is as good as it's gonna get. I didn't mean to start this video off with a rant, but clearly my hair is bothering me. So there we go. Now you guys know. Life in your 30s. Speaking of life in your 30s, the reason why you guys haven't seen me in a while is because I started going back to school, and that's a really big deal for me. When I say that's a really big deal, I mean that's a really big deal. This is like, I didn't really think I was going to be doing this. Am I recording? I see the red button, so I think that means yes. Okay, should I check it? I think it's rolling. Going back to school in my 30s, it's interesting. I feel like when you get out of high school, if you go right into college, then you're already used to that mindset of just going to school, going to class, studying, and you're still kind of being guided by other people. And so people who do it right after high school, it's kind of like that's all they know. But for me, going back at 31 years old, I enrolled when I was 30. How old am I? But for me, going back to school in my 30s is different because I already have a full-time job. I've been out in the real world. I have a mortgage payment. There are things in my life that I have to consider when I go back to school. That's actually what I was going to talk to you guys about today, but this is a chatter and cooking video, and today I'm going to show you a chili recipe. Oh my god, I need to get it together. By the way, this is not the first coffee I've had today, and I'm still like, I'm home by myself. Josh is at work, it's my day off, and this is the first time I've talked out loud today. So I think sometimes when you're by yourself, you forget how to speak. Isn't that the life of an introvert? So I'm going to show you guys this chili recipe, and this is such a cool recipe. It's the Stighart chili recipe. If you guys have seen my last name anywhere, it's Schweihart, and if you've seen Josh's last name anywhere, it's Stiglitz. And so those two names combined are Stighart. So we are the Stigharts, and so this is a Stighart recipe for you. This is a cool recipe because it happened by accident. I feel like everybody's been there before where you want something from the grocery store and your significant other is already going to the grocery store. So you're like, hey, can you pick up that thing for me that I need? And then your significant other translates it into a totally different item. So that's how this recipe got started. Josh was going to the store and I was like, hey, we're gonna cook that recipe. I need you to get turkey. And he came home with turkey breakfast sausage. And that is how we make our chili. So let's just jump into the recipe, and I'll just like chit chat about school if I have anything to say about it. I don't know. Oh my god, no! Oh, I was so worried. I thought our chili pot was in the dishwasher, and it's not. It's clean, because I put makeup on for this, and yeah, I just don't want to redo it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Ingredients, we need ingredients. Not only was this recipe invented by a total grocery store mishap, this recipe is awesome because it is so easy. If you ever heard those recipes that are like poor man's recipe, like poor man's soup, poor man's sandwich, this is an example of poor man's chili. If you've never heard that, I don't know if that's like an Arkansas thing or what, but if you've never heard poor man's recipe, what that means is it's a really cheap way to make food, and it's a really simple recipe, and it actually tastes good. Poor man's Stig Heart turkey sausage chili. This is what we're gonna make. Okay, so the first thing you need is your meat. It doesn't matter what brand as long as it is turkey breakfast sausage. I'm just using one because I'm only cooking for 2 people, Josh and myself. If you have a bigger family or if you like a lot of meat, use more. Sometimes we double this up with just a regular non-sausage turkey. Then these are my favorite beans because they come 3 kinds of beans in a can. What's nice about that is a lot of times with chili, you want to use more than one kind of bean. It doesn't matter if it's organic or not, but this one happened to be organic. I actually got 2 cans. I don't know if that's too much. That's what we have, so today I'm gonna use it. Also, you can chop your own tomatoes, but this is so much faster. I don't like big chunky tomatoes, so petite diced is my favorite. Everybody who makes soup or chili or anything like that, they know you have to put flavor in it. So this is Northwoods Fire from Penzeys, and then this is chili con carne. So this is gonna be the one that I'm gonna focus on more, because this is a mixture of seasonings, and some of the things that are gonna make it more spicy are the chipotle, cayenne. This is your more traditional chili seasoning. It's a mixture of seasoning as well, but it has like cumin, garlic, onions, things like that in it. This is just gonna give us that chili flavor, but then this is gonna bring us to life. Ingredients. Okay, I feel like chili is so easy. I feel like I don't really have to explain step by step what to do, but just in case I do. So this tool is the Pampered Chef, like, meat cooker thingamajigger, whatchamacallit. I don't know what the hell it's called, but this is the best. Ground beef, bison, turkey, even chicken. Not a big fan of ground chicken, but this right here is the best tool. What this does is it like chops that thingy. It chops it, breaks it up, and it turns your slab or block of meat into ground meat. I have 2 other chatter and cooking videos out there. Here's the thing. I want to say in those videos I didn't really measure anything. I'm not going to measure the spices for this video either. Like, that's how you learn how to cook. A dash of this, a dab of that. I will tell you, I'm going to put a little bit of this one and a lot of bit of this one. And so whatever that means to you. All I really want to do is add some flavor to it. What can I tell you guys about going back to school in your 30s? This is just more like my story as a way to tell you how I did things. I know I can't be the only 30-something-year-old woman that's like, I really want to go back to school and get my degree because of X reason or X reason. I don't know if this is just going to be me jabbering on and on, or if this is going to be useful to anybody, or if you're just here to see what the ingredients were for the chili and then you're going to turn the video off. I don't know what you're going to do. Let me just share with you what I did. So real quick, I'll talk to you guys about school. If you're like me and you already have a full-time job and you're thinking, I do want to go back to school, but I could never fit that into my schedule. Well, a lot of people are going to tell you, you can't fit it into your schedule. I'm here to tell you that is true, but but you have to be prepared to change some things. Okay? So I think my advice to you guys lies in what I changed. So the first thing I looked at was my job. I looked at my job and someone gave me a piece of advice for the job that I was doing. They told me the further you get into your career, the more you sharpen your skill set for that job. And your skill set is not always transferable to other jobs. Okay, I get it. We all learn things in our career that we can take with us to the next step. Yes, that is true. But what I was doing was very detailed work, and I just kind of looked at it from that point of view. Is this skill set going to be useful to me in the future? Does it have anything to do with what I actually want to do in the future? What I decided to do was take a demotion. I know, it's crazy. I demoted myself at 30 years old. I'd been working for this company for 12 years. I really wanted to do something different. I think I felt it so much inside me. I kind of wanted to look at it from a perspective of what can I do for my future? Going back to that skill set, what skill set do I want to have in my future? Put it on a lower setting because flavors blending together. Okay, so school, where are we at? I demoted myself. Okay, so here's the thing. A demotion's not a bad thing. I'm investing in my future. I'm just gonna be totally honest with you. If I could not financially do this, if I wasn't able to demote myself, I would have never done it, but I did it. The other thing I did was I actually enrolled in school. I know that sounds crazy because you're like, yes, duh, you have to enroll in school to go back to school. Yes, you do, but you have to do it. So if you want to do it, just click the button and enroll in school. I enrolled in school before I started looking for positions because I wanted it to be my main priority, and I also used it as fuel for my mental self, my that motivation to be like, I am gonna go back to school, and so I'm really serious about finding another job. I had 2 school advisors tell me this. My own boss told me this. They told me your relationships might suffer. As a woman in her 30s, my friendship means so much to me now. Because when you're 20 and you're going out and you're having a good time and you're surrounded by 15 other women all the time, that's one thing. But then when you're in your 30s, again, mortgage payment, full-time job, you get it, da-da-da-da-da. All of my friends have babies. You get it. One of the things that I wanted to do was focus on the friendships that I have. There's one thing that I started doing that has helped me tremendously. So this friend and I, we have a standing coffee date once a week where we both get out of the house, we go have coffee or lunch, we go shopping, and we just talk about things. The other thing is Josh. Josh and I have been together for 10 years. So many people have been like, are you worried about your relationship with your boyfriend? No, I was never worried. I was never worried about my relationship with my boyfriend. We live together, and we have lived together for 9 years. We see each other every single day. Josh and I know the importance of hanging out with each other. As much as we possibly can do this, we carve out time every week to hang out with each other. Just kind of like I have my coffee date with my friend, I have to go do something with Josh. That is one of the biggest relationships in your life. The biggest. We'll just say it's the biggest. I think it's the biggest. I think I went through everything. I think the chili's done. One big ingredient that I forgot is cheese. I don't know who you are if you're eating chili without cheese. In our house, this is a must-have. You have to have cheese. It doesn't, honestly, it doesn't even really matter what flavor. Just, you gotta have it. We are doing Frito pies for dinner tonight. So actually what I got, instead of just regular Fritos, I got the chili cheese Fritos. These are the best. I'm just gonna make a quick bowl of Frito pie, and then we're done here. I don't have to do a taste test because I already know this is gonna taste awesome because we make this pretty frequently in our house, but everybody always does like a food bite at the end. So I'm gonna do a little food bite. The Fritos just make it so good. It's like see, I tricked you. I told you we were gonna make chili, but then I also gave you a trick on how to turn it into soup, but then we ended up with Frito pie, so. I get it, this looks a little gross because, you know, ground meat does not ever look that appetizing, right? But you can see that it is really juicy.